Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to A.O.S Abroad. And here we'll talk about everything related to language studies. If you are actually learning the French language, the German, the Spanish, or even improving your English language. Likewise, we assist you on preparing for internationally recognized examinations like IELTS, like TOEFL, TEF Canada, or TCF Canada examinations. And if you need any trainings towards your visa or immigration programs, definitely we can be of assistance to you on those regards. Now, that being said, today, as you know it, we are always scheduled to start our live QA sessions by 3 p.m. West African time, Nigerian time, or the 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is the Canadian time, Ontario time specifically. So if you have any questions whatsoever about today's topic, kindly drop it on the live chat section or on the comment section of this video right now. Now, that being said, we quickly move on to question 274. And the question states that I want to relocate to Canada. How much money do I need? By Ilka Duenas from Panama. And this question is extracted, as you know, it from our Make Money and Migrate to Canada in 2023 webinar Q&A sessions. Now, thank you very much, Duenas, for asking that lovely question. And when it comes to relocating to Canada, you have to note firstly that we are not licensed immigration consultants. We are not travel agents. We don't even consider ourselves as immigration lawyers. We are just successful immigrants ourselves who try to educate and enlighten people about the information we also check online, or we also have from the official Canadian immigration website. And basically, on the official Canadian immigration website, if you go on their website, you see various amounts of charges in terms of the money for the application for relocating to Canada. But you were not specific in telling us the pathway you want to follow to move to Canada. Are you going to come as a student? Are you going to come as a worker? Or are you going to come as a permanent resident? So we are not sure of that. But I'll give you a kind of rundown detail of most of the pathways you can come in, even through visitation. When it comes to actually checking the amount, the charges you are going to spend, or the funds you will spend for paying for the application fee, or for paying for the right of maybe like permanent residency fee, there are some fees that the Immigration Canada are going to collect from you, and those fees are kind of fixed, though it changes sometimes. But if you check on the fee list on the Canadian immigration website, you see far a lot, like a lot of amounts that you may actually get confused of. But I would not like you to get confused. So we would actually check through it ourselves right now. Like, I want to take you through checking those fees so that you don't actually get discouraged when you see some of them. So I hope you are seeing my screen now. I hope it is legible. And this is the Canadian website. The link I shared on the comment section, I actually went on it right now. And if you look at the fee list, here it states a note that our permanent residence fee have increased. So what that means is that you would actually pay more than normal or than before right now, because they have increased their fees slightly. Now they said if you need to pay for a fee for you need to pay for a fee for most of your applications. So we can actually check through this. If you are coming through temporary residence and you want to get your electronic travel authorization, the ETA, you will just spend $7 for that. That's very cheap. But if you are coming as an international experience Canada, like as a worker for maybe like holiday jobs, then you can actually be rest assured of paying just about 161 Canadian dollars. But if you are coming as a student, and if you are coming through extension, maybe you have been here and you want to extend it, 150 Canadian dollars is for study. And if you want to extend, you can extend for as well 150, or restore your status as a student for 350 or maybe 200 or 150 as it's stated here. Now, for temporary residence permit, you can actually spend up to about 200 per person coming as a temporary resident. Now, as a visitor, if we go down slightly, you can actually visit Canada. There are different kinds of visitor visa, but visitor visa, including the super visa, the ones for parents and grandparents, is $100 per person. For visitor per family, let's say you have a family of 5 or more, that's about 500. To extend your stay as a visitor, you pay 100 Canadian dollars as well. To restore your status as a visitor, you also spend 200 Canadian dollars. Now, the work permits including extensions per person is 155. The work permits including extensions for group is 465. For open work permit holder is 100. For to restore is 355. So those are basically for the temporary residents. If you want to come to Canada as a temporary resident, but if you want to come to Canada as a permanent resident, then there are different fees that you are going to pay to license to the IRCC. Now, as a business immigrant, you would actually pay much more. That's like more of the expensive route. That's 2,140 for just application. For right of permanent residence, 1,625. To include your spouse, 1,365. To come with your spouse without, you understand, right, is 850, and to come with a dependent child is 230. Now, when we go on, we have quite a lot here. We have for the caregivers. Caregivers, if you want to come and you want to pay for caregiving, your application is 1,085 for without right of permanent residency. That's 570. To include your spouse, 1,085 without including the right of permanent residency, 570 per dependent child. That's 155. Now, apart from the caregiver, the one that we always do, like we know about very well, and the one that many people always come through, which is the economic immigration. For the economic immigration, it applies for this fees applies for agri-food pilot, Atlantic immigration pilot or program, Canadian experience class, federal skilled worker or trades program, provincial nominee programs, rural and northern immigration program, Quebec skilled worker program. So all this was how much we paid, we that came through the Ontario immigrant nominee program. This is how much we paid for our own application, 1,365, you understand, per person. And but we didn't pay the 850 because we wanted to pay the processing fee together with the right of permanent residency fee. So we paid just this, but we paid it twice, like 1,365 for myself and my common law partner, 1,365, and we don't have any children that came along with us. So if you really want to see all other fees, just come on this immigration website link and you'll see all others. And we didn't pay for permanent residence card because it's already part of the economic immigration fees. You don't also pay for travel document because that's not meant for you. That's meant for someone that is abroad, someone that is coming to Canada who was a permanent resident before and didn't have or didn't get his PR card before he left, you understand, for another place. So we didn't pay for all this because it didn't pertain to us. Likewise, for family sponsorship, we didn't pay for that. Citizenship, we are not yet citizens, we can't pay for that. Inadmissibility, we can't pay for, we never had any issues with inadmissibility. Other applications and services, then you may need to pay for biometrics. I remember we paid for that as what they call it, as a foreign person. So biometrics per person is 85, but because we're a family of two, we paid 170 Canadian dollars for that. And for 3 people coming as an artist, 255, and so on and so forth. Now, those are the amounts you would pay if you are actually coming to Canada, you understand, as either a temporary resident or as a permanent resident. But I need to tell you something right now so that you really know what it is all about. When it comes to you coming to Canada, the amount that are listed on that website I showed you now is going to be slightly different from the amount you are going to pay to other third-party agents. Take, for instance, you are going to pay to your own country's immigration office. Like I remember paying to Nigerian immigration office the money for my international passport. You are also going to likely pay for the police certificate, which is kind of different from the monies that are on the portal of the Canadian immigration website. You would also pay for medical examinations you'd go do. So we actually have a list that we have based on what we have seen. You understand? After time, we had a list, a kind of flyer that we created to state how much you are going to need per person, per client, and things can change. So it is not a list that is all encompassing. It's not a list that, you understand, that once you have it, you don't have any concerns again. It can change. Things do change. You understand? But if you need the list, you can always reach out to us on our WhatsApp line, you understand, to actually get access to the list, to know how much exactly you are going to need based on what you actually applied for, and we'll definitely be happy to actually send it to you for your own use. So thank you very much. If you did get value from this, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit on notification bar to get notified anytime we drop a content, and like and share this video with your friends and with your family. And we do hope to see you in our next Q&A sessions. Bye for now.